से सड़क तक, सबका विश्वास, सबका प्रयास, सबका साथ और सबका विकास. Welcome all my viewers to my first YouTube channel on political matters. A happy 77th Independence Day 2023 to all my viewers. This is my first YouTube video on political matters and launching this on for Independence Day to express my personal views on political matters as freely as possible. So many of you must be wondering, oh God, one more YouTuber adding to the digital clutter. The answer is both a yes and no. Yes, because it will definitely add digital information to this maddening world of YouTube channels, and no, because I would be putting in all efforts to add authenticity to my videos so that it does not prompt you to press the delete button. As we complete 76 years of freedom from the tyrannical rule of the British India, enter into the 77th free and independent year, it reminds of the speech of Honorable Prime Minister of India, Shri Narendra Modi ji on 15th August 2022, wherein he had expressed to free all of us from the colonial mindset of the British Raj. And what's more, when the Honorable Home Minister Shri Amit Shah ji, under the fantabulous leadership of Narendra Modi ji and his most formidable and professional cabinet, tabled in the Lok Sabha of Indian Parliament three path-breaking bills to totally scrap the archaic and colonially colored laws prevalent since the British Raj. The first, Indian Penal Code 1860 and various amendments till date to be repealed by the new law, namely the Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita Bill 2023. Second, the Code of Criminal Procedure 1973 and various amendments till date to be repealed by the new law, namely the Bharatiya Nagarik Suraksha Sanhita 2023. And the third, Indian Evidence Act 1872 and various amendments till date to be repealed by the new law, namely the Bharatiya Saksha Adhiniyam 2023. I would be presenting a small extract of the Lok Sabha proceedings related with these three bills tabled on the 11th of August 2023.
महोदय, मैं प्रस्ताव करता हूं कि दंड प्रक्रिया संबंधी विधि का समेकन और संशोधन करने के लिए विधेयक को पुनर्स्थापित करने की अनुमति दी जाए। माननीय महोदय, मैं प्रस्ताव करता हूं कि निष्पक्ष विचारणा के लिए साक्ष्य के साधारण नियमों के समेकित करने के और सिद्धांतों का उपबंध करने के लिए विधेयक को पूर्व प्रस्तापित करने का अनुमति दी जाए।
एक मिनट माननीय गृह मंत्री जी। प्रश्न ये कि विधेयक को पुनर्स्थापित करने की अनुमति प्रदान की जाए। जो सदस्य इसके पक्ष में हाँ कहें, जो सदस्य विरोध में ना कहें। मेरे विचार में निर्णय हाँ वालों के पक्ष में, हाँ वालों के पक्ष में। माननीय मंत्री द्वारा विधेयक को पुनर्स्थापित किया।
अध्यक्ष महोदय। माननीय अध्यक्ष जी, सबसे पहले तो आज 18 साल की उम्र में देश के लिए बलिदान देने वाले महान क्रांतिकारी खुदीराम बोस की पुण्यतिथि है। मैं पूरे सदन के सामने शीश झुकाकर उनको नमन करना चाहता हूं और उनकी स्मृति से प्रेरित होकर युगों युगों के लिए जो युवा देश के लिए काम करेंगे, वो सब के लिए महान क्रांतिकारी खुदीराम बोस जी का जीवन प्रेरणा के स्रोत हमेशा के लिए रहेगा, इसका मुझे विश्वास है। माननीय अध्यक्ष जी, आज का ऐतिहासिक दिवस है। आज के ही दिन दादरा नगर हवेली का भारतीय संघ में विलय हुआ था और भारतीय संघ एक प्रकार से संपूर्ण राष्ट्र बना था। माननीय अध्यक्ष जी, आज जब मैं ये 3 विधेयक लेकर आया हूं, उस वक्त आजादी के अमृत महोत्सव का समापन हो रहा है और आजादी के अमृत काल की शुरुआत होने का समय है। 15 अगस्त से आजादी का अमृत महोत्सव समाप्त होगा और 16 अगस्त से आजादी की 75 साल से 100 साल की यात्रा की शुरुआत होगी, जो निश्चित रूप से महान भारत की रचना करेगी। प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी ने इस देश के सामने गत 15 अगस्त को लाल किले की प्राचीर से अपना उद्बोधन देते हुए 5 प्रणों को देश की जनता के सामने रखा था। माननीय अध्यक्ष जी, ये 5 प्रण में से एक प्रण था कि हम गुलामी की सभी निशानियों को हम समाप्त कर देंगे, हमारे मन से वो बोझ को दूर करेंगे। माननीय अध्यक्ष जी, आज मैं जो 3 विधेयक एक साथ लेकर आया हूं, वो तीनों विधेयक एक प्रकार से मोदी जी ने जो 5 प्रण लिए हैं, उसमें से एक प्रण की अनुपालना करने वाले हैं। माननीय अध्यक्ष जी, ये तीनों विधेयक दंड विधान प्रक्रिया, क्रिमिनल जस्टिस सिस्टम को बेसिक कानून, इसके लिए मूलभूत कानून ये 3 विधेयकों के अंदर है। एक है इंडियन पिनल कोड, जो 1860 में बनाया गया। दूसरा है क्रिमिनल प्रोसीजर कोड, जो 1898 में बनाया गया। और तीसरा है इंडियन एविडेंस एक्ट, जो 1872 में बनाया गया। 1860, 1898 और 1872 में अंग्रेजों द्वारा बनाए गए, अंग्रेजों की संसद के द्वारा पारित किए गए ये तीनों कानूनों को समाप्त कर आज हम तीनों नए कानून पुरस्कृत करने के लिए मैं आया हूं।
So after having seen this video wherein the Honorable Home Minister tabled in the Parliament these 3 path-breaking bills, I thought that let me explain to the common people who are not into the legal profession, neither do have any legal background, the objective behind repeal and enactment of these 3 path-breaking and game-changing bills. These have been referred to the Standing Committee on Home Affairs for further review. Now, since the Parliament session is over for the monsoon period, the next session, which is to begin during the winter, we could see a lot of feedback coming from the Standing Committee, from public at large, from various legal experts, including social media. And after this entire brainstorming session, you could see these bills being tabled in the winter session of Parliament for further discussion and deliberation. It's quite possible that breaking away from this colonial British Raj acts and rules, this whole discussion could take place in the new Temple of Democracy in the Central Vista New Parliament Building Hall. And I'm equally excited to see this new law getting discussed and passed by the Parliament in the new building. In a series of episodes, beginning with this first episode on the introduction, my effort would be to reach out to all my viewers in simple terms what lies in store for us. I'm sure 99.99% amongst us hardly even know about Indian Penal Code 1860 or the Code of Criminal Procedure 1898, later on finally adopted in 1973, or the Indian Evidence Act 1872. Till the time we are not confronted with an act, event, incident, crime directly or indirectly affecting us, our near and dear ones, or somebody whom we know about, or at the most we hear it in the news or in some of the Bollywood movies or OTT serials involving crime cases and various courts. So do take time out to go through this first video. Please also press the like button, subscribe button and the bell icon to receive all future episodes covering this complex topic in the most simplified manner that I could. So let us begin. We begin with the Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita Bill or the Indian Penal Code 1860. It should be important and must have come to notice of many of you that this government slowly and steadily is removing any references to colonial British Raj and the word Indian getting replaced with the Bharatiya word in this new bill. So now let's go through the statement of objects and reasons. In the year 1834, the first Indian Law Commission was constituted under the chairmanship of Lord Thomas Babington Macaulay to examine the jurisdiction, power and rules of the existing courts as well as the police establishments laws in force in India. The commission suggested various enactments to the government. One of the important recommendations made by the commission was on Indian Penal Code, which was enacted in 1860, and the said code is still continuing in the country with some amendments made thereto from time to time. The government of India considered it expedient and necessary to review the existing criminal laws with an aim to strengthen law and order and also focus on simplifying legal procedures so that ease of living is ensured to the common man. The government also considered to make existing laws relevant to the contemporary situation and provide speedy justice to the common man. Accordingly, various stakeholders were consulted, keeping in mind contemporary needs and aspirations of the people and with a view to create a legal structure which is citizen-centric and to secure life and liberty of the citizens. It is now proposed to enact a new law, namely the Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita Bill 2023, by repealing the Indian Penal Code to streamline provisions relating to offences and penalties. It is proposed to provide first-time community service as one of the punishments for petty offences. The offences against women and children, murder, and offences against the state have been given precedence. The various offences have been made gender neutral. In order to deal effectively with the problem of organized crimes and terrorist activities, new offences of terrorist acts and organized crimes have been added in the bill with deterrent punishments. A new offence on acts of secession, armed rebellion, subversive activities, separatist activities, or endangering the sovereignty or unity and integrity of India has also been added. The fines and punishment for various offences have also been suitably enhanced. The notes on various clauses explains the various provisions of the new proposed bill. The bill seeks to achieve the above objectives. I will now take you to the Code of Criminal Procedure, which was first enacted in 1898 and later on the last amendment in 1973 is the one which is being followed till date. So the statement of objects and reasons for the Bharatiya Nagarik Suraksha Sanhita Bill 2023. The Code of Criminal Procedure 1973 regulates the procedure for arrest, investigation, inquiry, and trial of offences under the Indian Penal Code and under any other law governing criminal offences. The code provides for a mechanism for conducting trials in a criminal case. It gives the procedure for registering a complaint, conducting a trial, and passing an order, and filing an appeal against any order. Fast and efficient justice system is an essential component of good governance. However, delay in delivery of justice due to complex legal procedures, large pendency of cases in the courts, low conviction rates, low level of usage of technology in legal systems, delays in investigation system, complex procedures, inadequate use of forensics are the biggest hurdles in speedy delivery of justice, which impacts the poor and the average common man adversely. In order to address these issues, a citizens centric criminal procedure was the need of the hour. The experience of 7 decades of Indian democracy calls for a comprehensive review of our criminal laws, including the Code of Criminal Procedure, and adopt them in accordance with the contemporary needs and aspirations of the people. The government, with the mantra Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas, Sabka Vishwas, and Sabka Prayas, is committed to ensure speedy justice to all citizens in conformity with these constitutional democratic aspirations. The government is committed to make comprehensive review of the framework of criminal laws, provide accessible and speedy justice to all. In view of the above, it is proposed to repeal the Code of Criminal Procedure 1973 and enact a new law, namely the Bharatiya Nagarik Suraksha Sanhita 2023. It provides for the use of technology and forensic sciences in the investigation of crime and furnishing and lodging of information, service of summons, etc. through electronic communication. Specific timelines have been prescribed for time-bound investigation, trial, and pronouncement of judgments. So, no more tariq pe tariq. There will be a deadline for each and every activity in the entire SOP to the last logical conclusion of delivering justice. The citizen-centric approach have been adopted for supply of copy of the first information report to the victim and to inform them about the progress of investigation, including by digital means. In cases where the punishment is 7 years or more, the victim shall be given an opportunity of being heard before withdrawal of the cases by the government. Summary trial has been made mandatory for petty and less serious cases. The accused persons may be examined through electronic means like video conferencing. The magisterial system has also been streamlined. The notes on clauses explains the various provisions of the bill. The bill seeks to achieve the above objectives. The last in today's video is Bharatiya Saksha Videyak 2023. This totally repeals the Indian Evidence Act of 1872. So let's go through the statement of objects and reasons. The Indian Evidence Act was enacted in the year 1872 with a view to consolidate the law relating to evidence on which the court could come to the conclusion about the fact of the case and then pronounce judgment thereupon. And it came into force on 1872, 1st of September 1872. The experience of 7 decades of Indian democracy calls for comprehensive review of our criminal laws, including Indian Evidence Act, and adopt them in accordance with the contemporary needs and aspirations of the people. The law of evidence, not being substantive or procedural law, falls in the category of adjective law that defines the pleading and methodology by which the substantive or procedural laws are operationalized. The existing law does not address the technological advancement undergone in the country during the last few decades. The proposed legislation, namely Bharatiya Saksha Adhiniyam, inter alia, provides as under 1. Provides that evidence includes any information given electronically which would permit appearance of witness, accused, experts, and victims through electronic means. It provides for admissibility of an electronic or digital record as evidence, and it shall have the same legal effect, validity, and enforceability as paper records. Now, just taking a pause, if many of you might remember, if you would have seen old Bollywood movies or various serials involving court cases, evidence taken through a photograph or a video on your mobile or through any other means, even when it was submitted, was rejected by many judges because of the pleading done by various lawyers citing the same age-old Indian Evidence Act of 1872. And therefore, adopting technology for record and evidence is going to have a far-reaching and path-breaking impact in the legal system going forward. Next, this new proposed legislation seeks to expand the scope of secondary evidence to include copies made from original by mechanical processes, copies made from or compared with the original counterparts of documents as against the parties who did not execute them, and oral accounts of the contents of a document given by some person who has himself seen it and giving matching hash value of original record will be admissible as proof of evidence in the form of secondary evidence. This bill further seeks to put limits on the facts which are admissible and its certification as such in the courts. The proposed bill introduces more precise and uniform rules of practice of courts in dealing with facts and circumstances of the case by means of evidence. The notes on clauses explains the various provisions of the bill. The bill seeks to achieve the above objectives. I come to the end of my first video. In my next episode, I shall be going deeper into the notes on clauses explaining the various provisions of the bill. Till that time, Ram Ram, Jai Hind, and Bharat Mata Ki Jai.